can you hear me? If you can hear me, say hi from wherever you are. I can see Benson from Ghana. Can you hear me? Please say hi in the comment section if you can hear me. Okay, so I can see a lot of people. Lola, yeah, Adefolake. Thank you for joining me on this Valentine's Day. It's so good to see you. It's been a while I did a live. Can you see me? Can you hear me? If you can, please just say hi in the comment section. Okay, so Nuri from South Africa, thank you for joining me. Wydin from Qatar, Abiodun from Ottawa, thank you for joining me from wherever you are. Happy Valentine's Day. See, I had to wear something red. Can you see? See my red? Yes, I don't know where I'm pointing. See my red. See my red. Today is Valentine's Day. I hope I'm not stealing your time from your loved ones. So please forgive me if I'm stealing your time. Yeah, so thank you so much, Leah. Thank you. Olufemi from Prague, Czech Republic. Thank you for joining me. Leah from Kenya. Thank you for joining me. Leah, you're always joining me. Thank you so much. Caroline, thank you for joining me. Caroline from Tanzania. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, so from wherever you are, how is Valentine's Day? I am sure you're enjoying your Valentine. It is very cold here. Very, very cold. We cannot even step out. I wish I can show you my window. My window is currently frozen. Like you can see the frost. Freezer, you know when you open your freezer and you see frost? Yes, that is how it is inside my window, not even outside of the window. The frost is even coming into my house. It is that bad. So it is very, very cold. Yeah. Okay, so I will just go ahead with the whole broadcast today. I'll go ahead with the broadcast today. Yesterday, IRCC surprised a lot of us. We were shocked, like, because of the draws, like 27,000 people got invitation to apply. And it was surprising for all of us, especially those of us who tell people, today my personal person, I can see you. City from Zimbabwe, I can see you. Sorry. Abdul from Italy. I'm still greeting people and talking at the same time. Thank you so much. Okay, so IRCC surprised us yesterday with the draw, and it was a shocker, like a big shocker. And with that, we are expecting, I am hoping, because if you watched my last video, I said there is a possibility of the comprehensive ranking scores coming down. There's a possibility of it coming down. So no matter how old you are, if you are able to create an express entry profile, try as much as possible to do that. Right now, 27,000 people have been pulled out from the pool, which means there is room for people below who may be having a ranking score below, let's say, I don't want to go too low, let's say below 450, to be able to get an invitation to apply. And you know, Canada, they are being very aggressive with their immigration plans. They want to make sure that people come in. And of course, you know, when people come in, it restarts the economy. People are bringing in their money from their different countries. Most of the sectors that are currently slowing down, like the housing sector, the financial sector, the food sector, that's the agricultural sector, they will all pick up. And of course, you know that with such things, they will need people. So they need more people this period. So if you've not started your immigration process, please just try as much as possible to start the process, and try as much as possible to create an express entry profile. And of course, you know, creating an express entry profile requires that you have at least a good IELTS score. Try and get a very good IELTS score so that you can create an express entry profile. So there's something I noticed about express entry. Even if you have a 6 on all of them, like 6 in English reading, 6 in writing, 6 in speaking, and 6 in listening, if your age is above a certain level, let's say as from 35 and above, you may not be able to create an express entry profile. It will knock you off because you have to use the Come to Canada to you know, check if you are eligible to create the profile. So you have to try to get above that level. I know IELTS is very hard. It's very, very hard for so many people. But try putting your best and create a profile. And of course, I announced it that New Brunswick, they will be doing their recruitment events for Africans, Nigeria, West Africa, South Africa, Dubai. So if you are living in any of these countries, if you're from any of these countries, go ahead and create an express entry profile and sign up for the New Brunswick recruitment event. And of course, you know, there are some occupations that they will be needing, not all occupations that they need in New Brunswick. So please don't lose out on this opportunity to, you know, get invited by New Brunswick. So ask your questions. Please go ahead and ask your questions. Whatever questions you have, ask them so that I can answer your questions now. If you've been meaning to talk to me, you've not been able to talk to me. Of course, you know, I've been very busy now. So ask your questions. So I have not seen your questions yet. Okay. I heard a draw was done yesterday and the CRS cutoff score was 75. Can you confirm this? Yes. The CRS score was 75. I myself, I am still wondering, is it possible to get 75 and be in the express entry pool? I don't know how this person got 75 and was in the express entry pool. I don't know. I don't know, because I know there are a lot of people that can get above 200 and they are not able to create a profile. So I'm still wondering how someone who has 75 and is able to create an express entry profile. I'm still trying to figure out how that happened. Maybe the person is applying under the Federal Skilled Trades program. And no, I don't think it's Federal Skilled Trades, because Canadian Experience class is actually different from the Federal Skilled Trades. So the next question, as a nurse, do you need the NAS before applying for EE? No, you do not need the NAS before applying for EE. But with NAS, if you've started your process of evaluating your credentials through NAS, there's a possibility of you searching for jobs. And of course, I've talked about it several times. Searching for jobs as a nurse, you have to search for a job as a continuing care assistant or as a personal support worker. So if you have your NAS evaluation going on, it doesn't stop you from searching for a job, because most of these employers, they look at if you have started the process of evaluating your nursing degree through NAS. And it also helps you when you eventually arrive here, because it will shorten the time. I'm speaking English. It will shorten the time that you will spend in trying to get your degree recognized, and then for you to do bridging programs. You know, some schools require that you do bridging programs before they can give you the license, a regulated nurse license to work in Canada. So it shortens the time for you. So if you're still outside of Canada and you're very sure of getting into Canada, then go ahead and evaluate with NAS. So the next question is, can I apply for my common law partner to come to Canada after my study permit is approved? Your common law partner, you have to prove that. The reason is you need to show proof that you guys have really been common law partners, except the person is coming as a visitor. If the person is coming as a visitor, there's a possibility, I'm not using the word it is possible, there is a possibility of the visa being approved as a visitor. But applying for open work permit, I am not so sure. With common law partners and spousal sponsorships and all that, it's usually difficult for them to come into Canada, because you have to show proof that you will return back to your country. And if you cannot show proof, then they will not, you know, give the visa. So the next question, at age 40, is the hope with creating an EE? Yes, if you're 40 years and above, there's hope for creating an EE profile. If you can get the highest band IELTS score, and if you have a master's degree, there's hope. People who are age 42, they still create a profile. People who are age 45, they still create a profile, as long as you can meet the requirements. So you get the highest band IELTS, you get, at least if you have French, it adds, and if you have a master's degree or an additional educational qualification, you can create an express entry profile. For the person, okay, my glasses, I have my glasses somewhere. I don't know where I kept it. Don't mind me. I will put on the glasses later on. Okay, how can I apply directly for a nursing program? I have a master's in microbiology. Okay, so there are actually some schools that do pre-nursing, not nursing directly, because with schools in Canada, they actually do not give you nursing directly, especially if you're coming from outside Canada. So no, you have to do a pre-nursing course first, a pre-nursing program before you start the main nursing. And there are schools that do that. Schools like Brandon University, you can get a pre-nursing once you pass, which is highly competitive. Once you pass the pre-nursing, then you can start nursing. So that is one is there. Can you talk about doing import-export business in Canada? Yes, import-export. It's a very, in fact, I think I need to invite someone to talk about it because that is what he does. He's into importation and exportation. And depends on the kind of business you want to import and what you want to export. For export, I know Africans usually export cars. They love to export cars. Apart from cars and car parts, what else? I am not so sure of any other. Okay, yeah, grains, canola oil. What other produce that can? I'm not so sure what Canada produces. Canada is a cold country, so I think they produce canola and then canola oil, which they export to China. They also produce milk, which they export to the US. They also produce aluminium. There are some other things that you can export as well. Then in terms of importation, you can import a lot of things because you have diverse people in Canada. If you're going to go into importation, you need to like look at your demographics. Who are your target market? And you have to target people that can buy that across different communities, not just your community. Because if you're restricting your imports to only your community, you might not have enough customers. And you want to have more customers, so you have to like look at an import that will benefit people from every community. Yeah. So the questions are much. Sorry, I'm missing them. Okay, let me see. I'm stuck at the NB connection stage of New Brunswick application. I can't move forward on the application. What can I do? I'm writing IELTS next week. Unfortunately, if you don't have an EE profile, you cannot even create a New Brunswick recruitment. You cannot sign up for the New Brunswick recruitment event. So when you say stuck at connection, for the event, you don't need a connection. You just sign up and that's it. A lot of people are signing up. You don't need a connection to sign up. So the recruitment event by New Brunswick in Nigeria later this year, will it be online? Later this year, there has not been any announcement if there will be something later this year. The announcement was for March. So it is next month. And it is online, strictly online. It's a virtual recruitment event. So what else? Send me my invitation last year because of coronavirus, but I'm still waiting my interview to attend. So you have any tips to give me? Which of the invitation are you referring to? Please specify the invitation you're referring to so that I can be able to respond to that. Okay. Is it okay to let the visa officer know that you have a valid visitor visa to Canada in your letter of explanation while applying for a study permit? If you have a valid visitor visa to Canada, then you don't even need to explain to them, because when you apply for a study permit, they will ask you if you have applied to the Immigration Refugees IRCC. Let me just shorten it because let me just shorten it. So they'll ask you the question, have you applied to IRCC before? You answer yes. They will not ask you, what did you apply for, whether it's express entry or study permit or whatever. If you answer yes to that, then you have to provide your unique client ID, that's the UCI. And with that UCI number, that is what they will use to pull out the information to know that you've actually applied for a visitor's visa before. So even if you tell them or you don't tell them, of course you have to tell them. You tell them if they have denied you any visa before. You tell them if you have received any visa before. Even if you don't tell them, they are able to pull out that information, because there are some questions you cannot just jump. If you jump those questions, it will look like you're misrepresenting your application. So what opportunities are available for a CNA with IELTS 5.5 band score? 5.5, the only opportunity I know is you looking for a job. as a personal support worker or as a continuing care assistant, because you can't use 5.5 to create an express entry profile. And some of these provinces, they require you to, you know, be able to create a profile so that they can pick you up from the pool. And if you're not able to do that, you are missing out on a lot of opportunities. Okay, so please, I need a contact for companies that can help to write Canadian resume. Okay, send an email to hello@caninfoconsult.com. I'll refer you to the organization that drafts Canadian standard resume. The next question, do I apply as a registered nurse for the EE? Yes, you use the NOC code for nursing. I think there's is it 3413 or 3412? I'm not so sure. Either 3413. Use the NOC code for nursing to apply in your EE if you're a registered nurse. But if you're going to search for a job, of course, you cannot use, you will state in your letter that you're a nurse, or your cover letter that you're a nurse, but you're looking for an opportunity as a continuing care assistant. Okay, next question. I intend to write IELTS next week. I have WES 2 or more certificates. I got 2 years work experience back home and studying in Canada. Can I open EE now or wait till I graduate? Yes, this is one mistake a lot of people make. So even if you're coming to Canada as a student and you already have the qualifications before you came to Canada, please go ahead and create your express entry profile. Yes, go ahead and create a profile, because with the whole thing happening, with what happened yesterday, I don't want anybody to miss out on this opportunity, saying, oh, because I've not gotten this, I cannot create a profile. Of course, the only 2 documents that you need to create a profile is your IELTS and your WES evaluated credential. Those are the 2 documents you need. And if you meet the eligibility, if you meet the points to create a profile, go ahead and create a profile. Even if your scores are 100, from what we saw yesterday, please create your profile, because I don't want you to miss out on any opportunity of immigrating. Yes, so OC, go ahead, create your profile, and even go ahead and look for provincial nominations if you're eligible for provincial nominations. Don't wait till you graduate. Go ahead, create the profile. Okay, is Toronto currently taking in immigrants? I was to collect my documents in October. It was postponed due to the second wave of COVID-19. It was an open work permit. Yes, Toronto is actually taking immigrants. Toronto is Ontario, rather. The province is Ontario. Ontario is one province that did not stop giving provincial nominations to people outside Canada, and they are still taking in immigrants. So if you had an open work permit and your employer is still available, your open work permit has not expired. If your work is under an essential activity, when I mean essential, if your work falls under healthcare or agriculture, you can still fly to Canada because your work is essential. But if your work is not essential, then you can't fly to Canada. Or as you mentioned, open work permit, I'm assuming you must have had your spouse in Canada. That's why you have open work permit. Or you must have gotten one of these occupations that would give you open work permit, because there's a restriction to open work permit. Not everybody gets an open work permit. Okay, so next question. Hello from South Sudan. Hey, South Sudan. How is Sudan? It's been a while. Our former minister Minister for Immigration is originally from South Sudan. Anyway, okay, so you're currently in India pursuing a bachelor's. Can I apply for master's through the student direct stream, which is for residents in India? Unfortunately, no, because you are not a citizen of India. You're a citizen of South Sudan, so they will not process your application under the student direct stream. They will process your application in the normal pathway. The thing is, you have to put in the same requirements like they are putting in for the students direct stream, just to give you chances. And if you want more details, of course, you have to book a consultation. All these ones I'm giving to you guys for free. I just love you guys. Today is Valentine. I'm sharing the love, and I want you to come and celebrate 2022 Valentine in cold, cold Canada. Don't come to Winnipeg. Go. Winnipeg is cold. Okay, next question. What is the basic IELTS score to create a profile? The basic IELTS score to create a profile is like 6,666. That is 6 in English I'm saying English, sorry. 6 in reading, 6 in listening, 6 in writing, and 6 in speaking. But if your age is at a certain level, you will need more than 6. And if you don't have the educational qualification, you will need more than 6 to create a profile. So even if I tell you to go ahead and get a band 6 or band 7, a CLB 7, you still need to get a good IELTS score. I always advocate for getting the best IELTS score, because with the best IELTS score, you put yourself at the top of the people that they are likely to consider. So instead of you being at the bottom and thinking of how you can get to the top, it's better to get to the top first and know that you're comfortable at the top. Okay, next question. Can you contact me personally? Yes. If you want to contact me, you want to talk to me one-on-one, and let's explore lots of options. There are thousands, I say thousands, sorry. There are hundreds of options of ways of coming to Canada. And if you want us to discuss extensively, you can book a consultation via the website, caninfoconsult.com, or send an email and I'll send you the link to book a consultation, caninfoconsult.com. Thank you. So, what else? Okay, can you talk about the investment pathway of 35,000 Canadian dollars? Okay, so 35,000 Canadian dollars, there is no investment pathway for that, but there is one for 25,000 Canadian dollars, and it requires French. If you have French, there's an investment pathway of 25,000 Canadian dollars, and it is in the province of Quebec. Unfortunately, they can only select few people for that pathway. So if you have 25,000 Canadian dollars, just send me an email, book a consultation, and then we'll talk and expand on that, because there are lots of, funny enough, let me tell you the truth. There are lots of opportunities and ways of immigrating without express entry. And those ones don't even require a high band IELTS score. It just requires a normal IELTS score. It's just that if I reveal it here, I know a lot of people will bombard me with emails. It's just that lots of people do not have, they either narrowly miss the criteria or one or two things. But if you know you have the money, you have about 35,000 Canadian dollars or 60,000 Canadian dollars or 100 Canadian dollars. Let's say you have 100 Canadian dollars, right? And you want to come to Canada, you don't want to stress yourself with express entry, provincial nomination, and you have a business, and your business has been running for the past, let's say 5 years, your business is registered, you've been paying taxes, please send me an email, book a consultation. In fact, I need to revisit the people. I put up a post in the Instagram page saying there's a pathway for investment for 50,000 Canadian dollars, and I received lots of emails. But I now discovered there's another one which I want to show some people, and I'm not saying it here because I know some people are watching and finding which one. So if you have this network, if you have the money, and you don't want to stress yourself with express entry, provincial nomination, blah blah blah, you have a business, it is registered, you've been running your business for the past 5 years, just send me an email and then we'll talk and take it from there, or you book a consultation. Okay, so which advice do you have for my partner and I? She's presently studying in Australia. What advice do you have for us? Depends. There are lots. Your question is too broad. If you narrow it down, I'll be able to answer your question. Or if you want a one-on-one, then you book a consultation so that with yourself and your partner, so that we can expand on how both of you can come to Canada. But Australia is a fine country, though. I don't know why your partner wants to come to Canada. Me, I'm thinking of running to Australia. What do you guys think? Should I go to Australia? Should I start talking about Australian immigration? I don't know. There's too much, Jerry. I still love Canada, but I don't like the good. Okay, how long after SINPITA submission before I get a feedback? Normally their processing time in the website, they said 38 weeks thereabouts, which is it 36, 38? I think something like that. I'm not sure. But their processing time has been fluctuating. So people get their nomination within 3 months, some less than 3 months, some 6 months. So you just have to wait. You don't need to bombard them. There's no point bombarding them to know how long your application will take or how soon they will give you the nomination. Okay, next question. Which PNP supports immigrants without connection to the province? Saskatchewan does. If you get good points, Saskatchewan does. Ontario does. But of course, you have to get very high scores. But with what happened yesterday, yeah, I am hoping that lots of people will get provincial nomination from Ontario, because with what happened yesterday, the express entry pool will reduce by 27,000, which means people who have been getting the high scores, it will reduce too drastically, which means Ontario has no choice but to reduce their draw scores. So that's it. Okay. What is the fate of sociologists in both healthcare sector and research of all kind? So sociologists, you can actually switch to social work, which is good. It's a good profession in Canada. They pay well. You fit into lots of area. You can switch into either the mental health care of mental part of the healthcare sector, either as a social worker. You know, most social workers, you have to like, you're like, how would I put it? You're a counselor, you're a lot of things. There are lots of issues, social issues in the society. So you can fit into the healthcare sector. But for research, I am not sure for research. But healthcare, yes, you can fit into the healthcare. Okay, so you said you didn't get my contact details correctly. Okay, my contact detail is caninfoconsult.com. That is my website, caninfoconsult.com. If you want to send an email, hello@caninfoconsult.com. You can send an email to me, or you go to, if you want to make a booking, go to my website, caninfoconsult.com, consultation. You will see the various services I provide. I'm looking to expand the services. I'm just trying to put in a lot of structures in place, and then I'll expand. Of course, I'm a moving train. I didn't show you my picture. Okay, my picture is on this side. My train is moving, and I want to be the moving train. The train is moving. We are moving to we are moving to the permanent site. Okay. So when is Alberta opening their provincial nomination for international applicants? There is no information, because Alberta is one of the provinces that was hit hard for COVID due to what happened. And of course, one thing you don't know, the Premier of Alberta was one time the Immigration Minister of Canada. So he knows what he's doing. When it comes to immigration, he knows what he's doing. He feels that the jobs that are left should be preserved for those who are already in Alberta, so that the unemployment rate does not go high. Of course, you watched my video this past week, where I said about 230,000 people lost their jobs, and unemployment rate at about 9.5% for a population for Canada in January. So Alberta is one of the provinces that is saying, no, for now, we don't want external people. We are trying to conserve the jobs that we have for our people, so people don't come and they don't have jobs and it becomes a problem. So we don't know yet. If the economy is able to pick up, then definitely they will open. But if the economy doesn't pick up, we are not so sure. Okay, next question. Is the strategic recruitment stream the only option for Manitoba PNP for SWO? No, that is not the only stream, but that is the one that is currently that has been ongoing for some time now. And of course, I put up a post yesterday saying anybody whose knock is on that list, of course, take advantage of it. And if you want to know how to really take advantage of it, send an email or book a consultation. They will know how to strategize and put you in a position that would help you get at least into or get a provincial nomination from Manitoba, because that particular stream is also under the strategic recruitment, because they will recruit people and then give them provincial nominations. For now, the family support, we don't know what is happening. Manitoba is being stingy. Since 2019, they've been stingy. I don't know why they are stingy. I am hoping that they start the whole thing again. Okay, so the next question. I have been working as a media personnel. Would you advise I switch to IT for my Canadian journey? Switching to IT, it depends. If you have flair for it, for IT, yes, you can switch. There's no harm in switching. But of course, you need to have 1 year work experience for you to claim the knock code for IT. If you don't have 1 year work experience, you can't claim the NOC code for IT. Next question. I'm married to a Canadian. Am I eligible for any other pathway? If you're married to a Canadian, then your spouse should sponsor you. That is just the only pathway. Your spouse should sponsor you as a Canadian, but your spouse should be living in Canada by the time she's sponsoring you. If she's not living in Canada, she needs to show intention of living in Canada when she's sponsoring you. And it's quite complex, I won't lie to you. When it comes to sponsorship, spousal sponsorships, family sponsorships, it is very, very complex. I'm talking from the angle of what I have seen so far and the cases I have read. You know, as a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, you read lots of things, you read lots of cases, and of course, that is where the knowledge comes from. So tell your spouse if she's not living in Canada yet, she has to move to Canada before she can sponsor you. Next question. Your cousin just relocated SINP. Oh, congrats to your cousin for relocating. That means your cousin can support your application after 1 year of living in Saskatchewan. And funny enough, your cousin can only support only one person. She cannot support more than one person. That's the bad thing about Saskatchewan. And Manitoba, that you can support millions of people, they decided to stop their own. I don't know why. Okay, so next question. I've missed so many questions. What documents do I need to have ready before reaching out to a supervisor for MSc sponsorship? See, this question, you could have asked Mariam this question. This question is not for me. You ask Mariam. Mariam is the sponsorship or scholarship, whatever. She's the one that has what do you call it now? The knowledge, or she has the expertise in that area. I am more or less, when it comes to immigration, moving you away from where you are to Canada, then you can talk to me for that. But for supervisor, stress and all that, I don't have the power for that. But I can confirm from Mariam though. Okay. Alternative routes for people above 35 to 42 years, since EE and PNP chances are slim. I've mentioned alternative routes. If you want extensive discussion, I'll say you should book a consultation so that we can talk and I can explore more options based on your profile. There are lots of alternative routes. I've talked about it before. It doesn't require express entry. It doesn't require a provincial nomination. There are lots of them, but you need to have some things in place for you to be able to scale through those pathways. So if you fall within this age bracket, or even if you're not within this age bracket, if you're younger and you have a business that is registered, the business has been running for 5 years, and you have the money. If you have the money, let's say about 60,000, 70,000 Canadian dollars, thereabout, or 80,000 to 100,000 Canadian dollars. If you have the money and you don't want to stress yourself for express entry or provincial nomination, and you have a business or a side hustle. Of course, some people have their normal occupation and also have a side hustle. If you have a side hustle that is registered as a registered business, please send an email or book I'll prefer you book a consultation rather than sending an email, because these days I don't really have the time to be responding to too many emails. I have an assistant who is helping me out in certain aspects, and with time, most of the emails, the assistant will be responding to it. So if you want to really talk to me, I would say you should book a consultation so that we can talk. Okay, next question. What is the fate of health information management in Canada? Health information management is, I would say, is very key, because this period, in fact, they are looking for them like, they are using Torchlight to look for them, because, you know, anything healthcare is really key this period because of what is going on around the world. They need people in these areas, and not everybody likes these areas. So if you're into health information management, there's a place for you, and there are opportunities in health information management. Next question. What are your thoughts on exploratory visit to Manitoba? Of course, exploratory visit to Manitoba these days is not possible, but we are looking at it being possible if your occupation, or if what you're coming to do falls under the essential healthcare. If it falls under essential healthcare, then you can come for an exploratory visit. It is not exploratory visa; it's exploratory visit. So it means you must fall into the category of people applying under the modern immigration or maybe an organization has invited you, or the Manitoba government themselves, if you're a bilingual person, this aspect is actually for either the modern immigration or bilingual people. If you have knowledge of English and French, then they would invite you for an exploratory visit. So Manitoba has a pathway that is for bilingual people, and once in a while they open up. Once they open up, if you're bilingual, you've written your IELTS, you've written your TEF, you can submit your profile. Then they will invite you for an exploratory visit. If you like the province, they will interview you. After the interview, they give you a nomination. That is for exploratory visits. And then for the modern immigration as well. So the modern immigration also does exploratory visits where you have to come to modern, and then if you like modern, you do an interview with the immigration officer and then get a provincial nomination. Even for businesses as well. So if you're a business person, that's why I keep saying this. There are lots of pathways that I'm not talking about because, of course, not everybody knows. If you want to know them, book a consultation, you would get more information. Next question. Okay, you are not answering my question. Wolo, you jumped the line. What is your question? Sorry, I sorry. The way the thing just flows. Okay, next question. What is the best immigration option for someone with a first degree in microbiology and about 13 years working experience in a bank? To be sincere, just only one degree, the chances are very slim. With only one degree, the chances are very slim. So if you book a consultation, I will tell you more options and what you should do to improve your chances. Okay. Next question. See, my problem with this thing is once you scroll down, you lose a lot of people who have asked questions, and I have to scroll up to go and look at where I was. So if I don't answer your question, I am sorry. Okay, Wolo, is there a career coach you can recommend in Canada? I would like to switch careers when I get to Canada, but I'm still not clear on what career path I would like to pursue. Yes, there are lots of career coaches, and they charge very high. They charge very high, but you need to like look deep within to ask yourself, what do you want to do? The thing with Canada is, I will tell you the truth, the thing with Canada is you come with this mindset that, okay, this is what I want to do. I'll give you myself as an example, a typical example. Before I got my visa, my plan was, I'm coming to Canada to do my PhD. That's the thing I want to do, PhD. You know, this Nigerian mentality of gathering more education. That was my mentality. I said, I'm coming to do my PhD. And then I talked to, of course, my Egbon. I've talked about it in my immigration story, the person who helped me, who paid for my IELTS. I spoke to him and he was like, don't waste your time. You're going to Canada. What PhD? Don't go and waste your time. Just go and look for work. I said, no, I will come. I will do. In fact, I'm saving my money. What I will do, PhD, blah, 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 blah. He said, don't waste your time. By the time you get there, your eyes will open and you realize that the PhD you are clamoring for, you're just wasting your time. You just got to waste 4 years of your time doing PhD. But this is not to discourage anybody, though. If you want to come to PhD, please, everybody's story is different. This is my own story. Okay, so back to what I was saying. And then when I now landed, the whole plan was still in motion. I'd already started asking questions. I've gone to the school to see how I could get an admission to do in public and international affairs. And then I went somewhere to volunteer. And because I was looking for something to do, I was just like, instead of me having all this spare time doing nothing, let me volunteer. Of course, volunteering is a very strong thing in Canada. People volunteer and then you meet people and you meet opportunities. So when I went to volunteer, I now met a lady and she looked at my resume and, oh, you studied French? I said, oh, you did public? I said, yes. We're now speaking in French. And in the course of discussion, she now told me that she has a PhD. And I'm like, you have a PhD? Yes. And the kind of job she was doing as a PhD holder, my heart just sank. Like, it sank. It sank badly. I felt, and she's from Mexico. I felt so bad. Like, how can someone who have gone through the whole hoops of education, you know, and then doing this kind of job? I felt bad. That was the eye-opener for me. And I'm just like, you know what? I think I don't need to chase this thing. let me focus on something else. And if at the end of the day I desire to go back at my own free will, then I can go back and do a PhD. But without that, there's no point for me. So I'm not discouraging anybody. I'm just telling you the reality of things. Sometimes your PhD might not match the occupation that you might not match what you want, and might not give you a good return on investment. So I am very particular about returns on investment. I cannot invest 4 years of my life chasing an education, and at the end of the day, I'll be doing something that is not commensurate to what I studied. It's crazy out here. I'm going to be telling you the truth because I'm not someone that sugarcoats things. I won't tell you lies about, hey, once you get this, it's possible for you to get a $500,000 paying job. It's possible if you are in research. It is very possible if you are into research, because lots of these big organizations and banks, they look for PhD holders who are into research to work in their research and development unit. And yeah, it's possible. But for some people, I know it's quite difficult. Okay, so let me not talk too much. Yeah, we've already spent 45 minutes. Okay, next question. Can you talk about the new Brunswick virtual conference targeted at UA and Africa? Well, the conference, just get yourself ready. And I hope once you're submitting or you're signing up, you sign up with your Canadian standard resume and cover letter. Although it is written optional, but I'll tell you the truth. If they want to invite people, and based on the number of people who applied, they might look at the criteria of people who submitted a Canadian standard resume and invite those people to attend. So please don't miss out on that. Ensure that you have a Canadian standard resume. I have done a video on that. I have done several videos. If you take your time to go through my videos, you will see the Canadian standard resume video. But if you want a professional touch, someone who will like look at your resume very well and give you a professional touch, a professional resume, a professional cover letter, Canadian standard, then you can send an email to hello@caninfoconsult.com, and I'll refer you to the lady that does the Canadian standard resume. Okay. Can I explain more about the 50K card PNP pathway? This is my secret. If you want to know more, send me an email. Anyway, the eligibility criteria is that you must have graduated within the last 2 years. Maybe you must have done your master's or your bachelor's degree or your PhD, and it should be within 2019, 2020, and 2019 and 2020. So if your work experience, or sorry, your degree does not fall within these years, then you will not be eligible for this pathway. But there is another pathway I discovered just yesterday, and it doesn't require all these restrictions. But if you need to know, just book a consultation, you will know that one. Okay, next thing. I have 2 years work experience in architectural technologist technician. What are your chances? 2 years work experience. When you say what are your chances, are you talking about how will I call it now? Are you talking about career, or you're talking about immigration? If you're talking about immigration, then we'll have to look at other options for you. The chances are slim with just 2 years work experience. The chances are slim, and just one qualification. You didn't mention your educational qualification, so I may not be able to talk on that. Okay, I think I've talked about this. Is Wes Canada evaluating credentials online, and how long does it take? Yes, they're evaluating credentials online. How long it takes depends on how fast your school can send your transcript, and how fast your school can confirm to Wes that your transcript is original. So the duration is dependent on your school. Most times, schools that are abroad, like UK, US, South Africa, or wherever, they are fast in responding. But schools in Africa, I am not so sure. Especially Nigeria, I'm not so sure. Okay, healthcare aid. Okay, yes, I'll do a video on the healthcare aid. I'll do a video on that. Is it easy for an immigrant to get a job as a teacher? An immigrant as a teacher, teaching is a regulated occupation in Canada. That's one thing you should know. You cannot just come as a teacher from your home country and become a teacher in Canada. you have to do some form of education and get some license. So teaching is regulated and they pay very well, you know. Okay, register for the New Brunswick. Do you know when they start sending out invites, and if getting an invite strengthens one chance of getting PNP? When they will start sending an invite depends on after the closing date. So the closing date for the recruitment event is March 8th, and after that they should start sending invites. In terms of strengthening your chance of getting a PNP, depends on several factors. There are several factors they look out for. For some people, yes. For some people who are able to demonstrate that they can do the job, you know, once you get these things, once they get these things, they look at people who submitted their resumes. That's why I strongly advocate that you should submit a Canadian standard resume. And one tip that I'm mentioning here, don't go and tell anybody. If you know you're bilingual, you are studying French or whatever, you're doing French class, just put it in your resume that you are learning French, you are bilingual at so level. That's one tip. Don't tell anybody. That's one tip. So, God, those of you who are dodging from learning French, forget that. You don't know that New Brunswick is the only province that is bilingual, English and French. New Brunswick is the only province that is bilingual in Canada, apart from Quebec. Quebec is French. But New Brunswick is the only bilingual province in Canada, followed by the other provinces like Manitoba and Ontario and Nova Scotia that they are trying to manage if they can have French people. But New Brunswick is the only province that announced that they are the only bilingual province. So you must know English and French. So when you're submitting your resume and your cover letter, you have to put it, it's a tip, and I don't want to tell anybody, but I'm telling you people, put that I am bilingual in your cover letter, or you're learning French, put it in your cover letter. Okay, so next thing, what else? The questions are many. Will I be able to finish? Time is running out for me. Without experience, can I apply for work permit if I get a job offer? When I see something like this, I just see it as someone who might fall victim to fraudsters. Let me just tell you the truth. If you are following people or someone is telling you it's possible to get a job in Canada, and the person and your occupation is not in the essential category. When I mean essential, agriculture, information technology, healthcare. If your occupation is not in these three categories and the person is telling you can get a job, run away from that person. Nobody should be deceiving you. If they are telling you, come and pay this, come and do this, I will get a job for you. If it's possible, I would have brought so many people. As in, so many people would have gotten a job in Canada by now. But it's not possible. So let me just, let me not focus on that. Okay, you're asking how can I book a consultation? I hope the 90% discount. Now, 90%. 90%. There is no 90% discount. This one I'm doing for free. This one is the discount. Okay, so what else? The link for New Brunswick. I put it. If you're not following me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram. You will see the information there. And check one of my old videos. I've demonstrated several times how to sign up for New Brunswick recruitment events. I have demonstrated several times on my videos. Just check one of my old videos where you see New Brunswick recruitment events. You will see me demonstrating how you can sign up. Of course, you need an express entry profile. Without an express entry profile, you cannot sign up for the event. What else? Okay, can I open an express entry profile with ECA being done? You need IELTS and ECA to create an express entry profile. Next question. As a new doctor, can I apply for a job as a personal support worker and use it for my EE after getting a job offer? Unfortunately, no. If you can get a job as a personal support worker, let me not use the word unfortunately, no. I would say there are possibilities, but putting it in your EE, it is where the challenge lies. You cannot put such jobs in your EE profile because your EE profile, you create your profile based on your NOC. Your NOC should be either 0, A, or B. You cannot create a profile with a NOC C code. So whatever job you're getting should be a NOC 0A or B. If it's a NOC C, that means it disqualifies you. Okay, so next question. Did provinces send their LOI to all recipients at once or in batches? I attended NB information session and some of the participants have received their LOI. I think they send in batches and the occupations that they need at the time. So it is not, depends on the batch, depends on the occupation that they need at the time. And yes, I think I'll upload that video next. The immigration, is it minister or commissioner, something like, I think commissioner for New Brunswick. She made some statements. I think that will be the next video. I'll upload that video on Tuesday or Monday. Let me upload it on Monday. I have so many things I'm doing. If I don't upload it on Monday, I'll upload it on Tuesday so that you will hear her when she's talking. So New Brunswick is a province to watch out for. Please, you need to give us consult. I've given consultation discount. Oh, there is a, in fact, if you don't know now, there is a 30%. I don't know whether I put it up this post. There is a 30% consultation discount. Val Canada is the discount code that's currently ongoing. So take advantage of it. The discount is ending tomorrow. If you book today, you book tomorrow, you have 30% discount on the mini immigration strategy session. And I'm telling you, I am the most affordable, I can boast about it. I'm the most affordable immigration consultant. And I am doing this because there are lots of people who cannot afford consultation. And I've made it affordable so that you can take advantage of it before my price will now go up. You know, I'm premium. I'm hyping myself. I am premium. So take advantage of this opportunity. I think I'll put it in the community page. I put it in the Instagram page. There is a discount that is on. Take advantage of the discount. Let's discuss. And people who have discussed with me, they know that I go above and beyond. Above and beyond. I'm always above and beyond when it comes to serving people, when it comes to telling you the pathways and what to do. People can testify for that. It's just that I am still putting structures in place for my assistants to really take over certain things from me so that I can focus on you guys. So please take advantage of the discount that is currently ongoing. It's a 30% discount for the immigration mini strategy session, and use the discount code or coupon code VAL Canada. I think I need to adjust it. Some people have been complaining about that code. I'll adjust it, but use the coupon code or the discount code VAL Canada and you get a 30% discount on consultation for just one consultation. That's the immigration strategy mini session. So it will end tomorrow. If you don't do the consultation and you send me an email, I might not be the one responding. It will be my assistant that will be responding to you. Okay, so what else? He said I should throw more light on what he said about someone in SASC sponsoring only one person for SINP. So if you have a relative living in Saskatchewan, your sibling or your cousin living in Saskatchewan, the person gives, if somebody from outside wants to apply, you're getting 20 points for just having a relative living in Saskatchewan. But the person can only support only one person's application. Just one person's application, and that one person has to go through the whole process, must have landed in Saskatchewan, must be living in Saskatchewan for 6 months before you can now support another person. It's not like Manitoba where if I want to support 1 million relatives, I can support 1 million relatives. But of course, you know, Manitoba has suspended the family support, family support pathway. Since not suspended, they paused it since July 2019, and we are hoping that they will open it this year. Once they open it this year, in fact, forget all my cousins from my mother's side, my father's side, my sisters, my brothers, all of them, they will fall in line. Okay, what else? Fatu said, please answer my question. Is it possible to study French in Manitoba? Yes, Fatu, it's possible to study French in Manitoba. But languages, if you're coming to study a language, it depends. Sometimes it doesn't make you eligible for express entry, but it could make you eligible. Depends on your occupation, though. Depends on your occupation. Yes, it's possible to study French in Manitoba. And there is a French university in Manitoba called Université de Saint-Boniface. So, si tu es intéressé à étudier au Manitoba, il faut envoyer moi un courriel, comment on dit? Send me an email before I begin to blast French that I don't know, that is scattering my head. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't know how I can help in that area. So what else? Is the 50 slot closed? No, it's not closed. The 50 slot is not closed. It's not closed. Okay, can you use family business for investment pathway? Family business depends. Are you a shareholder in the business? If you're a shareholder, then let's talk. Just book a consultation. Let's talk. We'll take it up from there and see how we can fine-tune things. Okay, please. I think I've answered that. What else? There are lots of questions. Please, if I don't answer all of your questions, please bear with me. If you want me to be doing this every Saturday, please put it in the comment section, or Sunday. I don't know, Saturday or Sunday, depends. Okay, what else? Okay, so you registered for the New Brunswick conference without attaching your CV. Based on what you said, can I register and attach my resume? You cannot register, but there's a trick. If you want to know the trick, there's a trick. If you want to know the trick to edit whatever you did, you have to book a consultation. Book a consultation, I will tell you the trick. You can edit whatever you submitted, and I will tell you the trick on how you can edit your New Brunswick application to whatever. Okay, so I should be doing it every weekend. If I have the power, if I have the power for masters in renewable energy, which school can you recommend? Renewable energy. There are schools in Alberta, British Columbia, Memorial University in Newfoundland and Labrador, Saskatchewan. I'm not sure of Manitoba, but renewable energy, I'm very sure of Alberta. So check for the schools in Alberta, like University of Calgary, University of Alberta, Southern Alberta Institute of Technology. That is it, site? I think it's site. Yes, either site or something like that. Then you will see some schools like that. But if you just have to take your time to search. And if you can't take your time to search, then you look for someone to search for you. Okay, so what else? Is Manitoba offering immigration pathways for students presently? Unfortunately, no. It's only New Brunswick that is offering that for students. And of course, with New Brunswick, I won't tell you guys, because I won't be telling you everything. If I tell you everything, you will not book consultation. So book consultation, then you will know more gist. You get more gist. Hey, okay. Okay, so you did, yeah. Please still wait for it. You will get it. You get it. And depends on your scores as well. Depends on what your comprehensive ranking score was in the express entry pool. If your comprehensive ranking score was below 400, that might be why you are not getting it. So just be patient and be prayerful. You will get it. Okay, what else? I should explain more for that one. If you want me to explain more, please book a consultation. You get more. You get more details when you book a consultation. Next question: which is easier to get, EE or PNP, and how long does the process take from applying to moving to Canada? None of them is easier to get. I'll tell you the truth, because by the time you write IELTS and evaluate your credentials, it takes so much time. So I can't tell you, and every case is different. If Mr. A got theirs in 6 months, Mr. B might be getting theirs in 2 years. Every case is different. During my time when we were immigrating, there was a guy that we formed a group, and there was a guy that our application was the same day. But I landed, and this guy remained back in Nigeria for 3 years before he got his visa. So every application is different. Some people get their own fast. Some people get their own because of some circumstances surrounding their application. So I cannot give you a straightforward answer to say within this timeline you should be getting yours, because of course everybody's application is not the same. Okay, I have so many questions here. Sorry. Because he said I'm not eligible. Unfortunately, no. You have to create an express entry profile for you to be eligible to sign up for the New Brunswick recruitment event. Without an express entry profile, you cannot sign up for the New Brunswick recruitment event. Next question. Can I come to Canada as a tourist and stay? Unfortunately, no. You're coming under a temporary residency status. You cannot stay with a temporary residency status. The reason is you will suffer. So don't attempt it. There are some things that can happen in certain places, but with Canada, you will not want to stress yourself. So it's better to come and do things legally and stay legally permanently rather than running away from CBSA, running away from this, not being able to get a job, not being able to get health care. You don't want to stress yourself with that. And then you now become stress or a burden to the person who is hosting you. Besides that, processing time for visiting visa these days from Nigeria is about 9 months. So it's discouraging anybody. Don't bother yourself. Okay. See, you've asked me plenty questions though. Please, my last question. Is it possible for me to bring my cousin's son to live with me in Canada? He sponsored my studies in Canada. We bear same surname. His son is less than 10 years old. Is the son coming to is he coming to study? If he's coming to study, yes, the son can come and study in Canada and you will be the legal guardian. It's very complex, not as straightforward as I'm saying it. So if you want to really know more details, I would say you should book a consultation. Consultation is not expensive. Okay, so what else? So can my family come with visiting visa with me to Canada while I have my study permit visa, student visa? Depends. This time around, I am discouraging it because you have to show ties. You have to show extensive ties. Who will you leave behind? How will you tell the visa officer that you go back to your country? So this is what the visa officer wants to see, right? You're applying for a temporary residency visa. That's your study permit. And you are telling them that after your studies, you will go back to your home country. If you come with your family, who are you leaving behind in your home country to go back to? You need to leave somebody behind to show that you're going, not your parents or immediate family. You need to leave them behind to show that you're going back to your home country. If it was before, 2-3 years ago, I would have said it's possible. But these days, don't bother. Apply alone and then later they can come and visit you. If you want more details, book a consultation and you get more details. Can I get a job with my Bachelor of Science in Clean Energy direct or need to do more course? Getting a job is based on your ability to convince an employer that you're the best candidate for the job. The question is, are there jobs in clean energy? There are jobs popping up, yes. There are jobs popping up in clean energy. Some provinces like Alberta is focusing on clean energy as well. So maybe it depends on the province you decide to move to. So if you're moving to Alberta, there's a possibility of you getting a job in clean energy. If you're saying Ontario is mostly business, manufacturing and all that. I'm not so sure. And then you may have to diversify or pivot your career, not just fix yourself on one career. So this is the one thing immigrants make mistake in. My time is running out. In the next 8 minutes, I'll be wrapping up. So immigrants make this mistake of coming to Canada and telling themselves, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. And then they'll stay there with sending applications, and they are not getting the jobs, and then they start being frustrated and complaining. So as a new immigrant, or if you're planning to come to Canada, what you do is, what are the 3 jobs, 3 occupations that you think you can do? Choose 3 and then have that as your plan A, plan B, plan C. So when you're looking for a job, you're chasing your plan A and B and C at the same time. Anyone that comes first, you take. If you don't like plan C, still keep pushing for plan A until you get plan A. But don't just have only one plan. You have only one plan A and you're not getting traction out of all the resumes you're sending. And then you start feeling frustrated and then you start complaining that Canada, they are deceiving people. They will say there is job, meanwhile there is no job. And you didn't plan for a plan B career, plan C career. And then you start feeling frustrated. And who knows that even your plan C career might be paying you more than your plan A career, because there are some plan A careers that do not even pay. If I'm to talk about what I really love, I want to do, it will not pay me. And yet I have bills, piling up every day, right? So you need to have a plan A career, plan B career, plan C career. If plan A career doesn't work out for you, you push for plan B and plan C, and then try to make yourself happy with plan B, plan C. Of course, there are things you really like and things you want to do. So instead of you being or start feeling frustrated, you know that your other plans are picking up, and then you push for your plan A career. And you can change careers anytime. If you decide that you're tired of this one and you want to switch to another one, you can just do some short courses and switch. That's how life is. You have to keep changing, you have to keep switching. You don't just fix yourself on one spot and say, this is what I want. If this one doesn't work out, then Canada is not favoring me. That's what some people complain though. Okay. Somebody asked a question, please, can I register a church in Canada? Yes, it's possible to register a church in Canada. Yes, it's possible. If you want to know, just book a consultation and then you will hear more details. I've had this conversation with several people, and we've been talking about, let me not reveal my secrets. Book a consultation and then you will know more. Okay, you said I should answer you. I didn't see your question though, sorry. Okay, yeah, please share that. It's not 15% discount, it's 30% discount, please. I'll put it up again. It's 30% discount for the mini immigration strategy session, and it's very affordable. You can go and compare my price anywhere. They'll tell you that I am the most affordable for now. For now, before I become unaffordable. Anyway, what CRS score can you assume for a BSc degree, an IT, BCS, and 6.5 IELTS? You have to use the CRS tool to simulate what your scores would look like. Once you use the CRS tool, you'll be able to know what your scores would look like. So I cannot, off my head, do the calculation right now. Okay, what options or chances there for me in Canada as a medical laboratory scientist without IELTS? I am sorry, as a medical laboratory scientist, there is no way you can. When you say without IELTS, are you looking at getting a job offer? If you're looking at getting a job offer, med lab is a regulated profession, and there is no way you can actually get such jobs without being regulated. And anything clinical, anything healthcare, it's in a regulated profession. You just have to go through the hoops. You have to go through everything to get your license, because what you're going to interpret is critical. Except your med lab is from the US. If it is from the US, then there are some concessions. If it is not from the US, there is no way you'll be able to get a job as a med lab without getting a license. Next question, tailor pathway. Tailor pathway, there are lots of them. When I say lots of them, not so lots of them. Anyway, let me not say there are lots of them. There is a pathway for tailor. If you want to know, just book a consultation and you will know. Okay, I think I've answered that question. My time is running out. I just have 3 minutes. Have I not answered any question yet? What is your advice for someone with a degree and 7 years work experience who intend to go through the study path? Would you advise a diploma program or master's degree considering its self-funding? Depends. There are lots of things that goes into study permit application and what people look at. So if you're looking at your pocket and you know you cannot afford a master's degree, then go for a postgraduate diploma or a certificate program. But if you know you can afford a master's degree that will give you an opportunity to have at least a 3 years postgraduate work permit, then go for the master's. Everything depends on your fund. And of course, in some cases, instead of you just looking at only funds, you also look at how you can get scholarships by the time you arrive. So it's a broad topic. Okay, so I think I've talked so much. What else? My husband is coming to Canada on a study visa, and I'm applying for open work permit. Can I add my kid bro who stays with me as dependent? He's just 15. Unfortunately, no. You cannot add your kid brother, because your kid brother is not part of your immediate family and you did not adopt him. So you cannot add your kid brother to your application. And if you're applying for open work permit, be careful, because it is not everybody that applies for open work permit that gets the open work permit. I'm going to tell you the truth. So if you want to know how you can get your open work permit, book a consultation. Okay, so I think I've talked too much. 1:15. I've spent 1 hour and 15 minutes talking. Thank you so much for joining me on this live. If you want to talk with me one-on-one, extensively one-on-one, this is just more like a summary of, tiny bits of questions. If you want to talk to me extensively, you can book a consultation via the website caninfoconsult.com, or even if you send an email, I will still refer you to booking the consultation, because it is my assistant that even she helps most times to refer in responding to the emails, because it's quite cumbersome doing a lot of things at the same time. So thank you so much for joining me this Valentine Day, and I want to see you guys next year, 2022, celebrating cold Valentine. Cold, cuddly. You're supposed to be cuddling in the Valentine. Don't mind me. I just like to be happy with you guys, and I'm so happy for you guys. Just keep the faith. There are lots of surprises that's going to happen this year. Lots of surprises will happen this year, and I want so many of you who have joined me on this live to at least share your testimonies of getting either an invitation to apply, or getting your visas, or getting a nomination or something. And for those who feel that express entry and provincial nomination is stressful for them, there is another pathway which I know, which I don't want to discuss it here, because I know there are lots of people who are watching and want to take advantage of that to go and deceive people. So if you want to know that pathway, you can book a consultation, and then we can discuss extensively, and then we'll start from there. And I'll be bringing some guests, hopefully, to talk about their experiences, hopefully. So I've already passed my time. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me. If I didn't answer your question, I'm so sorry. Hopefully, if I come on live next week, Saturday or Sunday, I'm hoping, or I'm not sure. I'm just talking based on based on my availability. If I'm free next week, then if I'm not free, I'm sorry. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. See you on Instagram. Follow all my social media handles. I update them. Instagram, Facebook. Yes, I just reactivated the Facebook account now, and most of my details are there. My phone number, everything is there. So even if you contact me on WhatsApp, somebody else will be responding to you. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all the social media handles. Follow me there, and you'll be getting more updates. Thank you so much, and see you in my next. Okay, no, I'll be uploading the video for New Brunswick, so that you can hear what the immigration commissioner, or I think immigration minister or whatever for New Brunswick, what she talked about New Brunswick. Thank you so much for joining me this lovely Valentine Saturday, and please enjoy your Valentine with your loved ones, and see you in Canada. Thank you. Bye.